coach and chief football operations officer. To get it started tonight, Michael Houston, who's had an outstanding preseason for the Buccaneers. He'll be kicking up to Dedrick Ward, the outstanding rookie from Northern Iowa. And we're underway from the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Aaron Glenn, 4 yards deep to the 10. Knocked down at about the 12, penalty flag on the play. Number 22 for the Buccaneers. It's Charles Mincy with the tackle. Tom White, the referee tonight. Ed Kukart, the umpire. Head linesman Paul Wiedner. Line judge Ben Montgomery. Back judge is Scott Stevenson. Side judge is Leslie Sprite.
Illegal block in the back during the return. Number 53, first down.
Chad Cascadden, the guilty party for New York. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as we look at the Publix starting lineups for the New York Jets, Neil O'Donnell, Adrian Morrell, you'll like him. Keyshawn Johnson, we talked about him in the pregame show. And Brady, the seldom thrown to tight end. Elliott Palele, Duffy O'Dwyer, and Williams. First and 10. Ball's at the 7-yard line. O'Donnell. Morrell skips his way to maybe the 10-yard line. John Lynch, the strong safety, number 47 with the tackle. And a look at the Buccaneers defense. Our first look at the left defensive end, Chidi Ahanatu. Culpepper, Sapp, and Upshaw. Porter, Nickerson, and Brooks have had a good preseason. Rusk, Barber, Lynch, and Johnson in that defensive backfield. Second down play for the Jets in the I formation. Second and 7. Give it to Morrell. Skates outside. Gets to about the 12, 13-yard line. Adrian Morrell had a big year last year. Brought down by Derek Brooks. For Morrell, he's got 134 yards rushing coming into this game tonight in the preseason.
He is a prototypical NFL running back. He's got big playability, two-footed cutter, and I'll explain that as the broadcast goes on, but he's a very elusive runner.
New York Jets. The quarterback, Neil O'Donnell, injury-prone last year. O'Donnell, first throw, completes it. Wayne Corbett, first down for New York across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Tyrone Leggett, number 45, knocks him down, and that's what Wayne Corbett does. Goes over the middle, makes those big third down receptions. Gain of 7.
That's classic Wayne Corbett. Now, you know, he took so much stuff coming out of college, went to Hofstra right there in the shadow of the New York Jets where they trained, dreamed of being a New York Jet. And then all he did was he came out his first 2 years, he caught 150 balls. That's more than any receiver in the history of the NFL.
First and 10 from the 21. The veteran, Jeff Graham, in motion. Give it to Morrell. Trying to turn the corner. Got a good block from his fullback. And fights his way to the 25-yard line. Host of Bucs there. Culpepper, Hardy Nickerson, Derek Brooks.
Well, this will be a very interesting defensive effort to, you know, to monitor for the Buccaneers. They're starting 2 rookie corners, Reggie Rusk, number 26, and Rundy Barber, number 20, because the starters, Anthony Parker and Donnie Abraham, a little bit banged up. The Jets have some very good wide receivers, and they put up some big numbers this season, this preseason.
From the 25 go the Jets, first possession. Morrell again. Good hit at the point of attack by Derek Brooks, number 55. Help from Warren Sapp, number 99. A little extra verbiage down there.
Well, Derek Brooks is not going to back up, so maybe Adrian Morrell doesn't know that, but he's joined with the wrong Buccaneer right now. This is very, very good effort. Look at Adrian Morrell, two-footed cutter. Is the best running backs in the NFL do that. Best NFL secret. He's a 1,000-yard back playing on a good team. He'll have a great year.
Bulked up this year on Parcells' recommendation. O'Donnell to throw. Corbett again, first down to the 35. It was hit hard by Lynch and Leggett. But Corbett has been Neil O'Donnell's bailout guy now in 2 third-down situations.
He's not going to drop the ball. I mean, last year, the last 2 years covering the Jets, I said he was a poor man Steve Largent. He might be, I mean, I think I was right on the money there. He's just a same type of receiver that Largent was for Seattle. Largent now in the Hall of Fame. Corbett catching a lot of balls.
Jets with some breathing room. This drive started back at their own 7. Play action, sideline ball. Keyshawn Johnson not near him at all. Coverage on the play by Reggie Rusk.
Reggie Rusk in real good position that time. Keyshawn Johnson is one of these players that, well, he walks in and he demands that he gets the ball. He lobbies for the football all the time. Reggie Rusk getting a real good opportunity here because the starters are banged up, and, you know, he's had a real good preseason.
O'Donnell 2 for 3, 16 yards passing. This will be a second down play for New York. Just underway from the Florida Citrus Bowl. O'Donnell, sideline ball. Keyshawn Johnson had it, hit him in the chest. Coverage by Rondé Barber. So that will not endear him to the New York fans. He had 3 drops to Keyshawn Johnson last week.
Well, Keyshawn claims that he's so big, his jumping ability so great, just throw it up high and I'll come down with it. A guy that talks a lot has got to make that play. That's right through his hands, bounces off his shoulders, and believe me, he's getting a lot of trash thrown at him in New York, and because of that drop, he'll get even more.
Rondé Barber, his brother, plays for the New York Giants. Drive to this point, third down situation. Twice O'Donnell has gone to Crevet. Little pressure. Steps up. Now he's got some room. Boy, did he buy some time. Looking for the corner. Does the smart move and lays down at the 39-yard line because Rondé Barber was a runaway train looking for a head. So the Jets don't convert on that third down. It'll force a punt.
Well, you see Neil O'Donnell's pocket sense, though. That's a veteran quarterback. He knows where to step, feels the pressure. Look how much time he purchases for himself by moving around. The Bucs really did a good job to get this team. This team is scoring about 30 points a game. They got them off the field. That's the big point.
Carl Williams, Steve, to receive, averaging 15.3 yards per punt return. The Jeff Hansen punt at the 19. Left side, nothing doing there. 2 Jets. Leon Johnson, number 32, one of the running backs, was there on that 42-yard punt. And he hit some help from Dwayne Gordon. So the Bucs, their first opportunity, get their hands on the ball here at Orlando. We return after this. 39, then force a punt. Now the Bucs get their first opportunity here in Orlando. Ball at the 27-yard line. They're going to go with 2 tight ends, 1 back. Mike Allstott behind Trent Dilfer. Trips receiver. There's Moore going in motion. Allstott hammering through. Big yardage. Mike Allstott. Penalty flag on the play. Back at the 29, but Allstott off to the good start like last week, Beast.
This
Marvin
guy
Jones, number 55, with the tackle. Holding against Tampa Bay.
That hurt, but Mike Allstott is legit. I mean, this guy is an NFL star.
Holding. Number 60. Offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So Jim Pine, in his first start of the season, on his first play of the season in preseason, gets called for a hold. I look at the Publix Tampa Bay starting lineup. Dilfer, Allstott in the backfield with Copeland and Williams. 2 tight ends, and then Pine back in the starting lineup. You see Paul Gruber is not there, still bothered by the shoulder. Warwick Dunn in the backfield. That was a 9-yard gain wiped out. Dilfer to throw with time underneath. Warwick Dunn, and Dunn gets up to about the 29-yard line. So brought down by Mo Lewis and Marvin Jones.
Boy, that's the perfect play for Warwick Dunn, slipping out, making yardage.
11 yards on that gain. This is a defense that will be taxed this year. Talking about the New York Jet defense, but good linebackers in Lewis, Pepper Johnson, and Jones. Glenn is the best cover man back there in the secondary. This will be a second down and 9. That's Moore in motion. Dilfer going to throw again. Over the middle, nice catch by the veteran Jackie Harris. Gets up to about the 32-yard line. Mo Lewis, number 57, with the tackle.
Well, these are 2 areas where the Buccaneers wanted to get some things done. They want to see if they can get the ball to Jackie Harris more. They want to find the ways to use Warwick Dunn. That's a good couple of starts. There's a good catch. All hands by Jackie Harris. He's a great one. They just need to use him more, and you see they're trying to do it. Needs to stay healthy. He's big and fast. He's in really the prime time of his career, and a better game plan will give a lot more usage, a lot more yardage out of Jackie Harris for the Bucs.
He had a good catch last week. Dill for the throw. Third down. High and far down the sideline. Riddell Anthony, nothing doing there. Coverage by Aaron Glenn. By Riddell Anthony trying to stretch that New York defense. Going down the right sideline. Aaron Glenn among the best cover men in the business.
Well, I think Aaron Glenn is in the top 2 or 3 cornerbacks in the league, and he reduced the area that Riddell Anthony had to work in by squeezing him up against the sideline. So finally Riddell had to slow down and try to get on the other side of him, and that doesn't work. That was good coverage by the Jets.
Outstanding rookie you're looking at right there, Dedrick Ward. Tommy Barnhart has been real good. His numbers from last year. Tommy hits this one real well. Ward back to the 18. Sideline. Nowhere to go. Takes it out of bounds. That's a punt covering 49 yards. Well done by Tommy Barnhart, but a penalty flag back upfield at the 45-yard line.
Now I want to make a point about that on that coverage. That was Kenny Gant. Now it looked like he missed the tackle, but he forced the return man to commit, and he forced him to commit to an area where he had about 5 yards to run. As a result, they made the play. No big return.
Joe Marciano, special teams coach, watching Tom White.
Holding. Number 24, receiving team. During the kick, that penalty will be enforced. First down, timeout.
24, that's Ray Mickens, the cornerback, and Bill Parcells will not tolerate too many mistakes on the special teams. He's a stickler for that. 7:53 to go. First quarter, Jets and Bucs, no score from Orlando. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive unit enjoying some good field position for the second time. The last New York drive started at the 7-yard line. Let's see what they can do this time out. No score, 7:53 to go, first quarter. Give it to Morrell, sliding up the middle. Not a lot doing there. As they unpile, you see Warren Sapp was there to make the initial stop, number 99.
Warren Sapp with a smile on his face. That's the way he plays football, and Bill Parcells is just going to pound it. I mean, this is the type of offense that he loves. He probably thinks that his 300-pound lineman should be able to push the Bucs' smallest defensive line around, but that has not been the case.
He may try to take a page out of what we saw in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. Second down play, but O'Donnell throwing over the middle. Got a man there, Jeff Graham, up in the air and incomplete. Coverage on the play by Hardy Nickerson, who did a good job dropping back, and John Lynch. Well, that play looked like it had some air, had some possibilities.
You know, it did. It's a double zone, and the quarterbacks know, especially an experienced quarterback like O'Donnell, knows that the soft spot is straight down the middle or up the sidelines. He opts for down the middle, but Hardy Nickerson, the veteran linebacker, is in great position. He recognizes where the ball is going to go and taps it away. Hardy's one of the best.
Maybe that was some serious drops by Nickerson.
Yeah,
he was back.
Great drop.
From the gun, a 3rd and 9. Over the middle. Crevette for the 3rd time is converted on 3rd down for the Jets. Tyrone Leggett with the stop. Boy, Crevette is killing Tampa Bay.
Well, Crevette's killed everybody in the National Football League. He's averaging 75 catches a season in just 2 seasons out of hospital. So, but at some point, you know, the Buccaneer defense has to recognize what the game plan is and put somebody on this guy. You got to cover him man for man. He will find the soft spot in the zone. So that is the target on 3rd down, coverage.
Crevette's gone for 7, 9, and 14 yards, getting 3rd down conversions. Morrell trying to turn the corner. Rondé Barber, nicely done. Morrell also slipped trying to make the cut, but Barber was there to cover. New York looked like they sealed it up pretty nicely.
Well, that was very nicely sealed, and you know, the runner falls down because Rondé Barber's position is so perfect that it forces Adrian into, look how dramatic of a cut he would have had to make in order to avoid Rondé Barber, and he, you know, a human being can't make that cut. Good position by young rookie Rondé Barber.
There's a yard on that play. It'll be a 2nd and 11. Richie Anderson, number 20 in the backfield. They give it to the rookie. That's Leon Johnson. Oh, was he hit. Hardy Nickerson and Brad Culpepper. Check that. Derek Brooks up in his face. Talking about Leon Johnson. Good stick by Derek Brooks.
See, that's a discouraging stick. That's the type of stick that will discourage you from running with a certain attitude. Watch at the end of this as his body bends back. That's a picture-perfect tackle by Derek Brooks. Shoulder into the chest, explosion from the hips, and drive the man back. Look, oh my goodness, what a look at it we're about to get. Bam! Right there. Hello.
3rd and 8. Cover Crevette.
Please cover Crevette.
5:15 to go. O'Donnell got time. Looks for his 3rd guy over the middle. And incomplete for Dedrick Ward. And how about Chidi Ahanatu, number 72, it dropped back into coverage for Tampa Bay.
Great eye, Chidi in a zone blitz situation. Every now and then they'll pull the defensive line out into coverage, and Chidi Ahanatu with the athletic ability to get right in the line of the throw here. So they certainly covered Wayne Corbett that time, and they did it in very creative and unique ways.
Ryan Hansen into punt. Second punt of the evening. Kicking to Warwick Dunn. Dunn at the 26. Eludes the first tackler, the second one, forget about it. 49-yard punt by Hansen.
You know, it's remarkable for me how small Warwick Dunn looks on television. He's very wide-hipped in person.
Yes, indeed. 49-yard punt. Still no score. 4:53 to go. First quarter from Orlando. I'm going to give you an opportunity to hear and feel football on this big play by Derek Brooks.
Oh, baby.
There we go with the Bucs. Gonna pitch it outside to Dunn. Turned the corner. I don't know how he did it. Picked up a couple. Gets up to the 35-yard line. Looked like he was dead to rights. Aaron Glenn turned him up. And the tackle made by Attorney Logan, number 93.
Yeah, the National Football League, it's very difficult to get around the corner on a pitch, but I still contend that it's important to try it every now and then to stretch out that defense just a little bit, to keep them on their toes.
Scott, what do you think of this New York linebackers course so far?
Guys, they're playing well. We got to get this offense on track. But the key here is the defense, man. They're playing poised tonight, and it looks very good.
Allstott up the middle. Good cut. First down, Tampa Bay. He's up to the 46-yard line. Mike Allstott bringing the big load. Picks up 11. Marvin Jones knocks him down. And the first time Mike touched the ball, it was called back after a 9-yard gain.
Hey, man, this guy picks the right hole almost every time. Look at the cuts here. He cuts like a small guy, even though he weighs about 240. And I love the way he finishes off a play. He leans in and attacks the attacker. You know, a lot of running backs accept the blow. They try to avoid the blow.
And Dave Moore flanked on the left wing. He's in motion right now. 1st and 10 for the Bucs at the 46. Allstott again. Read the cut beautifully. Pepper Johnson wrestles him down at about the 48. Well, there's a couple of guys. Mike Allstott and Pepper Johnson live for the monster mash. Find me. You bring it. I'll hit you.
Hey, see, that's what these guys together. That's two huge football players. Neither one's going to back down. They weigh about the same. So look at them. They find each other in just a fight.
Gain of
Mike
3 by
Allstott.
Mike.
Hey, I call him the man with the perfect body, the perfect attitude. I added in elusive runner, and how appropriate because he's been very elusive tonight. Short legs. That's why he has such a powerful center of gravity.
Allstott in motion. Trent looking over the middle, right through Jackie Harris's hands, and almost picked off by Otis Smith. Had a couple of wideouts. He had Copeland and Williams, and went for the tight end and misconnected with Jackie Harris. That'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
This might be a little bit too much juice, a little too much pepper on that ball. It really caught Jackie by surprise. As soon as he turned his head around, it was there. Trent had to do it now because the blitz was coming. There's Trent's numbers in preseason. 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and that's very important for Trent because that's the trouble he had in the past. Plus, he ran that long 35-yard scramble and ran a touchdown on a bootleg play.
Jackie Harris in the backfield with Dunn. Jackie providing some blocking. Trent right side, complete. And he's got it to Riddell Anthony. And that's close to first down yardage. Aaron Glenn with the coverage for New York. That is a first down for Tampa Bay.
Davis is a real good-looking trend. Look at his head downfield, holding the safeties, holding the defense in place, and then spinning confidently and throwing. That's the way Trent needs to look. That's a good throw and a good play.
Dale Anthony, top receiver for the Bucs this preseason. There's numbers coming in. We've got Allstott, the up back, Dunn, the deep back. Play action. Throw it to Allstott. 35, 30. Run out of bounds by Pepper Johnson. Another nice gain by the people's choice, Mike Allstott.
This guy, I mean, receiving, catching. See, now Bill Parcells is trying to figure out which guy he needs to stop, and it's clear it's Mike Allstott. You see the block by Warwick Dunn, putting his man on the ground. The throw in good timing and in a position where Mike Allstott doesn't have to slow down. He can get the most yards possible.
Well, B's here in this preseason. Obviously, the two most dynamic offensive performers for the Bucs. They're in the game right now, Allstott and Dunn. Dilfer checking the play at the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10. Give it to Dunn. Not much going there as they try to shove through the left defensive side of the New York line. They got a good surge there. Aaron Glenn, 31, came up to make the stop.
Well, good surge because Mike Allstott was in front of him. You know, I was talking about Warwick Dunn being larger in person than he looks on television. You know, if he weighs 175 pounds, it's all in his hips and in his tremendous calf muscles. Lower body, he is very powerfully built.
Allstott, 3 carries, 25 yards. And Dilfer passing, 4 for 6 for 37. You look at it from the end zone. Harris in motion. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. Dilfer over the middle, complete, and then dropped. Dunn had it. He was double covered. They had a linebacker covering it. Marvin Jones and Rick Lyle dropped back number 95.
This is a real good drive for the Buccaneers. They just need to hit pay dirt with it. They have controlled the ball. It's been a good mix of play calling. No major mistakes, no penalties. The Bucs have done a real good job on this drive.
Drive started back at the Tampa 33. 1:07 to go, first quarter. Dave Sims, Beasley Reese, and Scott Brantley with you from the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. The final preseason game for both of these clubs. Harris in the backfield to provide some extra blocking. Hugh Douglas is in there. Dilfer hung tough and then dropped on the sideline. That was Horace Copeland. Tried to catch it off his chest, and that is a big no-no for receivers. And that will bring up a 4th down situation.
Oh, here's another look at it. Trent, I love the way he's not looking at the guy that he plans to throw to. And also, Dave, as you mentioned, even though Hugh Douglas slapped him in the chest, he still was poised and tried to get a pretty good throw off.
Houston going for his longest field goal of the preseason. This from 45 yards out. He's 5 for 5 in the season. Barnhart puts it down. He got a lot of leg into it. And put it on the board. The Buccaneers have driven for a field goal to take a 3-0 lead over the New York Jets. 52 seconds to go, first quarter. And Michael Houston is perfect on the preseason at 6 for 6. It's the Bucs by 3.
He knew it was dead down the middle. Barnhart and Husted, they set team records last season in special teams playing. Very good play.
The specifics on that drive, impressive. 10 plays, covering 401, and Ward about 8 yards deep. Just the right thing. Keep that right there.
And Husted backs up that nice long kick for a field goal with a deep, deep kickoff in the end zone. Michael has had a great preseason.
The Jets have not had good starting field position. They started at their own 7, they're 9, and now the 20. This has been the best. Bill Parcells are going to do it his way. How about Joe Marciano? Got to be feeling a lot better since week 1 when we
week 1 and 2, he had to be going crazy, but 3 and so far in 4, his special team units have played very, 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 very well.
O'Donnell so far 3 of 7 passing, 25 yards, going up top. Over the middle, he's got Kyle Brady for his 2nd catch of the preseason. That's a first down for New York across the 36, knocked down by Tony Bowie. How about Kyle Brady? All universe coming out of Penn State, and then struggling in the pros.
Well, he's a very mechanical performer to this point. 6'6", 268. You couldn't dream of a bigger target to hit, but it just hasn't happened so far.
Well, he's happy this year. He's got Pat Hodgson, tight end coach. He had never had a tight end coach his first year with the Jets. Morrell, check that. Reggie Cobb. It is Morrell, my mistake. Adrian Morrell. Brad Culpepper, number 77, with the tackle, and he found some room on the left side, running behind Lonnie Pelele, number 66. Here's a look at Brad. 5-yard gain.
If I was the defensive coach of the Bucs, I would be warning my players because Adrian Morrell is an all-class level player. At some point, he's going to break one. It's going to be a real challenge for this team to bring him down.
15 minutes complete from Orlando.
Francisco assured me he'd be there next week. Hugh Douglas, number 99. Keep an eye on this guy. 6'2", about 265. Can run probably 4'6". He's a guy that Jason Odom's trying to keep out of the backfield tonight. So Jason do a good job, but Paul assured me he'll be back for that San Francisco matchup come next Sunday.
He is probably as anxious as anybody in the ballpark. So far, total yardage. Thank you, Scott. Total yardage so far. Jets with 68 yards, the Bucs with 56. Right now, Bucs lead at 3-0. Put on a blitz. Porter coming. Throw to Morrell, and he took a hop on the sideline by Adrian. Check that, by Derek Brooks. So the second time, Derek Brooks is really unloaded on Morrell.
Derek Brooks, I believe, will emerge as the star of this defensive football team. He's right at that point in his career where he knows everything. He's confident. Look at that, how he just runs and drives right through the guy. Tackle leader on the team, big game guy. I think he's got a huge future, active and involved. You see it. I mean, he's everywhere.
Prevent in the slot, top of your screen. Keyshawn Johnson outside of him. Got to run underneath. O'Donnell throws to Kyle Brady. Takes a pop, spins out of trouble, and finally brought down by a bunch of the Bucs at about the 47-yard line. Nickerson was there, 7-yard gain. Warren Sapp, how about that? Warren Sapp is involved in that play all the way on the sideline.
Hey, listen, when you're 6'6", 268, it takes a lot of people to bring you down. Neil O'Donnell, see how he feels the pressure, knows where the problems are. That's a veteran quarterback. And then there's a shot by Derek Brooks. He was so mad he missed that tackle. Good hit by Rundy Barber, a little bitty cornerback, challenging a gigantic tight end.
First down play from the 47. Morrell got good blocking, tripped at the 50, and then fumbled. He put it on the ground 3 times last week. They say New York has it. And Parcells does not want to see that. Good blocking up front and by the fullback Leon Johnson, number 32.
Well, you know, Bill Parcells will take you out of the game.
That was Neal.
Oh,
Lorenzo Neal.
I tell you what, that's a good thing that it wasn't. Well, actually, it was Adrian Morrell with the fumble, and then Neal was, I guess, in the right position to scoop it back up. I guess that's what you said, Dave.
Yeah.
But Adrian has got to stop that. They'll take him out and won't play him again. I'll tell you a little story about that after a couple of plays.
Second and short out of the eye. Johnson gets the call this time. Culpepper got a leg in there. Hardy Nickerson brings down Leon Johnson, the rookie out of North Carolina. Brad Culpepper, Florida Gator in his 6th year. This is just 3 games since joining the Bucs. Waivers on from Minnesota. Stalwart in that defensive wall. Scott, what's going on down your way?
Hey, Leon Tar Heel Johnson, man, this guy's been very productive, both catching the football this year and in the preseason, also running the football. The whole talk around college football is how great North Carolina is going to be, the Tar Heels. I don't know how they're going to get it all done without Leon Johnson, a guy that's been around North Carolina a long time.
Good point. He has been a big find. Not blazing fast, but Parcells says, yeah, you don't have to be blazing fast. There's a lot of guys that can't outrace a turtle, but they get yardage on the football field.
A lot of guys just can read the pocket. You know, they can sense where the soft spots are along the blocking line, and they know how to take advantage of it, and he's one of them.
2 tight ends coming up for the Jets in his 3rd and probably a half a yard. They've got Neal and Morrell in the offset eye. Morrell gets the call, turns it outside across the 40 to the 39. First down Jets. Tony Bowie, number 23, clipped him, and then Morrell tripped down as he picked up the first down for New York.
The Jets are coming in with their passing package now. So the Buccaneers respond by taking a couple of linebackers out of the game. Here's a run once again. That's that two-footed cut I was talking about. I knew I'd get a chance to show you. There he tries to get inside with it. The great running backs can do that.
Hey, guys, look at that left end. It's not Eric Curry. It's Tyoka Jackson playing left. He's been playing right most of the year. Pass to the flat incomplete. But is that a sign that Eric Curry maybe not getting much playing time tonight? I don't know. We got another cut down to make. I don't know. This might be a sign. It might not be.
I think it might be, because you guys talked about that a couple of weeks ago, that he was the guy that was on the bubble, and Tyoka played well against Washington, had 2 big sacks in that game, and the safety too.
Well, it's a great point. If we don't see Curry play at all tonight, that is a sure sign that the Buccaneers plan to release him. So we'll just kind of monitor that as it goes.
O'Donnell, 5 of 11, 48 yards. Going for more, hangs in the pocket, goes to Richie Anderson. Nice stiff arm. Richie Anderson, first down New York, and Anderson going to play in that same fullback receiving role that Parcells liked, the role that Keith Byers played last year in New England.
That was Tony Bowie that he just really changes speeds a little bit and puts his hand out and pushes Bowie out of the way. Bowie in his 3rd year out of Arizona. And just watch it at the end. See how he changes speeds, kind of stops him and slaps him out of the way to gain more yardage.
An impressive drive for New York. It started on its own 20. Early in the second quarter, 3-0 Bucs. O'Donnell, Morrell, left side, a lot of room, down to about the 21-yard line. Hardy Nickerson with a stick. Derek Brooks in there too. But that offensive line starting to get wound up. David Williams is at right tackle. He's a 300-pounder. Matt O'Dwyer, the right guard's 300 pounds. Roger Duffy, 305. Lonnie Pelele, 315, and Jumbo Elliott, 308. My goodness.
Those misdirection play, they start one way, even fool our cameraman, and then Adrian tries to bounce it out the other side. That was almost a touchdown saving tackle.
Second down and 5 from the 20. Straight up the gut. Lorenzo Neal with a rare carry. Tyoka Jackson, 97. Hardy Nickerson there. Some big folks on that New York offensive line. O'Dwyer, number 70, back after an injury, sitting out last week with an injury. Jumbo Elliott, one of many in this Jet organization, but been with Parcells with the New York Giants.
Jumbo came into camp 303. It's the smallest he's been in 6 or 7 years because he knew how hard he'd have to work with Bill Parcells as the coach.
Power formation, 2 tight ends out of the I formation. Fred Baxter in motion. Morrell straight up the gut. First down New York, inside the 15. Johnson with the stop and help from Warren Sapp. And that was an interesting play too. Another misdirection kind of play where the lead blocker goes left and the back goes in a vacated hole.
Well, see, the reason this works is that the Buccaneers weigh about 270. They average about 270 across the board. If you get out of position because of the misdirection with these gigantic offensive linemen, it's easy to find a little bitty slice of heaven, and that's what Morrell found.
Morrell, 11 carries, 35 yards so far. Split backs, gonna run it right side. Morrell cut it inside too soon, and then pops it outside. Tony Bowie with the stop, and when Morrell sees that on tape, he's going to say, why did I turn in so quickly? Because he had it all to the outside.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know what took him in there. I'm sure he saw something, but he tried to get out. See, yeah, you're right. He turned it in there too soon, sucked a few people in, though, and tried to bounce out.
Yeah, Lonnie Pelele, you got a 6'3", 315, 4-year man from Vegas. I'm going to follow him. Tony Bowie, you see him on the 2nd and 7. New York driving, trailing 3-0. O'Donnell with time, had time, and it completes it to his fullback, Neal, down to the 11-yard line, but that's not near. They're going to do it for first down. Derek Brooks with the stop.
See, still, once again, Neal O'Donnell under a tremendous amount of pressure, but he doesn't freak out. He knows where everybody is. He sees it collapsing and still manages to make a completion, even though there wasn't much there as far as the game's concerned. But that's what I mean by not freaking out at the point of pressure.
Warren Sapp. They go with 3 wideouts out of the gun at the 10-yard line. New York driving, crowd into it, looking for Tampa Bay stop. O'Donnell in trouble, doesn't go down, and completes it to Johnson. inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. How about Neil O'Donnell showing some strength there?
Listen, I've been talking about it all game long. The guy knows how to get out of trouble. He knows how to find a little extra time in order to get the ball off. People question how good he is. Well, I think he's very, very good. He took a team to the Super Bowl, but people said that was all, the scheme and the great defense at Pittsburgh. But, Neil O'Donnell had something to do with that also. He threw some big bombs to Yancey, Dick Penn, and some of those talented guys on that team.
27-yard attempt for John Hall is 5 for 5 on the season. And he matter-of-factly ties the game at 3 with 7:39 to go. Second quarter, a very productive drive by Bill Parcells' New York Giants. We're knotted at 3. We'll return in a moment. 3 game. And we miss you in Gainesville, Riddell. No doubt about it. Coming off that national championship. That was an impressive New York drive. 16 plays, 71 yards, 8:13 off the clock. My goodness.
That's classic Bill Parcells football. He wants to keep it away from you and grind it out.
John Hall kicking to Carl the Truth Williams, and a great kick. My goodness gracious, what a kick by John Hall. 9 yards deep. That's what you call securing a job. Rookie from Wisconsin.
And, it was just a couple of years ago that they moved the kickoff starting spot back in order to get more returns, and now these guys have responded by getting better, kicking it further.
All about that weight training. 3-3 ball game from Orlando. Coming back after the
44 10 o'clock news. We have a lot of fun, all the local and national sports news, so check us out on UPN 44.
Rhett and Allstott behind Trent Dilfer. 3-3 ball game. Dilfer going to throw it. Sideline. Riddell Anthony up to the 29-yard line. Check that. The 30 got a first down. Coverage by Otis Smith. Picks up 10.
This is the second pass downfield on the sideline for Trent. Good ball movement. You saw his head direct down the field to keep the defense honest, and then a very confident throw to the sideline. A little bit high, but other than that, the timing was great. He threw it before the receiver was open. And there's look at Riddell Anthony. I think he is a legitimate deep threat. Watching him in training camp, I saw 0 drops.
You notice on that play, there's a good step and throw by Dilfer. Got a lot on that one. Riddell Anthony, hello! 45-yard line. First down, Tampa Bay. Picks up 14.
Boy, that was just a breath away from going the distance. I mean, just a hair. Look at the blocking, though. I mean, Warrick Dunn is the best, but look at the hole. See, look at the entire side of the line is collapsed by the offensive lineman for the Bucs, and then Warrick Dunn just did what he did best. I mean, look at this. Look at the hole. Nobody there to touch him. Good job by the offensive line.
Dilfer, and a penalty flag all over that one. That'd be some illegal procedure, I believe, on Tampa Bay. And it's just amazing. I tell you what, you have to give this offensive line for Tampa Bay a lot of credit with all the injuries. These fellas have stepped up. Legal motion against Tampa Bay. That play just looked out of sync from the get-go. But a lot of credit due to Jerry Wunsch, George Diaz, Kevin Doggins, Jim Pine,
Illegal
Jason
motion.
Odom.
Number 85, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
So Riddell got a little bit excited. So that'll bring up a 1st and 15 at the 40. Rhett and Allstott will be in the backfield for this play. Copeland and number 86, Carl the Truth Williams, bottom of your screen. Good blocking. Dilfer's got time. Hangs it high. Left sideline. He's got Cope. He's down there. Knocked away by Otis Smith. A little bit too much air on that one, as Copeland was behind both defenders. And an incompletion. Otis Smith breaks it up.
He simply waited too late. Oh, Trent waited too late. He's got to let this one go a little bit earlier and trust High CC. Waits. He waits too long, and nobody can throw it that far. I mean, High C had him dead to rights. He was 2 or 3 steps in front. No one can throw it that far, so the ball ends up a little bit short. That's one Trent would love to have over again.
Otis Smith saved himself a lot of abuse on that sideline, too. Second and 15 from the 40. Post set backfield. Here comes the blitz. Pepper Johnson. They run right where Pepper was with Eric Rett up to about the 45. Terry on the stop, number 94. Rick Terry, Marvin Jones, number 55. First look at Eric Rett. Looks like he's hurting him. Got hit, took a shot in the ribs on the right side, looks like.
That looks like he is really in pain. Look at his face.
Not a good sign for a guy who's done pretty much everything right this training camp, coming off the
Oh, he certainly has.
the tough goal last year where he did not endear himself to Buccaneer fans. Third and long, under 5 to play, 3-3 in the second quarter. Dilfer gets a 3-man rush, flushed out. Dilfer running for his life, going to step, throw, got a man down there, Copeland, first down Tampa Bay, inside the 15, and they call it out of bounds. Oh, looked like it was a big play for the Bucs. Check that, Carl the Truth Williams. Carl Williams, Dilfer with a good job to get free. The offensive line hung in there.
Boy, this looked like a good one. Look at it right at the end. And Carl, one step, two steps. The second step was clearly out of bounds. So close.
So Barnhart into punt. Jedrick Ward deep for New York. Not too much pressure. Straight up for Tommy, not a boomer at all. And at the 22-yard line, a fair catch. 44 yards on the punt.
And look
for
who's
Tommy Barnhart.
Look who's the first guy down there. It's Mike Allstott.
I saw that. So we'll take a timeout. 4:33 to go. 3-3 ball game. We'll be back right after this.
Did you see what happened to him?
Yeah, he fell on the ball and it hit him right in the sternum and just knocked the wind out of him. He'll be back in the game here shortly. In the game right now, Eric Curry at left end.
O'Donnell going to throw it. Sideline ball. And they're going to say out of bounds. That was Alex Van Dyke, a guy that's on the bubble.
Second down.
Draft choice last year out of Nevada. Got just 2 catches this year, and his job in jeopardy because of the explosion on the scene by Jedrick Ward, number 89.
I tell you, the job being done by these young cornerbacks of the Buccaneers is very impressive because the Jets have been putting up a lot of points. Jeff Graham came in here with 12 receptions, Corbett with 8. They're holding these guys down.
3 wide out, blitz from the corner. They got O'Donnell back at the 14-yard line. Tyrone Leggett. Good play by the defense for Tampa Bay.
You know, these guys do, NFL coaches do very interesting studies when it comes to turnovers and sacks. And a sack is normally worth 3 points in a ball game. Don't ask me why, but if you get 3 sacks, it usually ends up in a 9-point swing in the ball game. And they run stats like this all the time. So that's a big play by Tyrone.
4 wideouts for New York. 3rd and 15 from the 17. Just under 4 to play. Buccaneers bring 4 pass defenders. Over the middle, that's Jedrick Ward, and he's fast. But not fast enough. Rondé Barber there, number 20. But a nice catch by Ward. Hardy Nickerson and Warren Sapp. But I continue to be amazed at Warren Sapp making plays downfield on pass plays.
Well, he can run. He's a big hustler. Now, here's Tyrone Leggett's 3 points that I was talking about. The sack set up the punt, the forced punt, because the Bucs came up with another good play. Now, if the Bucs carry this down and get a field goal, that will be Tyrone Leggett's 3 points, and the statistic will hold true again.
Hansen to punt to Dunn. He's got return written all over it. Line drive, here's Dunn. Beat the first wave. Almost beat the second wave up to the 47. Penalty flag back at the 32. Fred Baxter, number 2 tight end for New York, made the stop.
Boy, if he had gotten through that one, he would have faced Brian Hansen, number 11, all alone. And Hansen was looking like a man scared to death because Dunn would have shaken him up completely.
Boy, those liners, your special teams coach, you got to be
Blocking
scared
it back during the return. Number 25.
Uh-oh.
That penalty will be enforced. Timeout.
Melvin Johnson, the guilty party there, so that wipes out a real good return by Riddell Anthony, and there's the infraction right there.
Yeah, and they didn't have to do it because Warwick Dunn can always make the first man miss.
3-3 game, 3 minutes to go here in Orlando. Sims, Beasley Reese, and the crew with you from Orlando, and here come the Bucs, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Make that the 22. Little delay. Eric Redd running with some authority. Big first down yardage. He gets up to the 34-yard line. It's so much of the getting air knocked out of him. Raymond Austin, number 36, with the stop for New York.
This is Eric Redd's longest run of the preseason, and why? He's got a gigantic hold. He found it, made a nice cut, ran through one tackle, and got the absolute most out of it. Hey, refocus this year. Leads by example. I love the guy. Street player. I mean, he's got an attitude that kind of spills off into the other players.
Dilfer with a good fake. Time, throws underneath the all-start and run out of bounds. That gain maybe, I think maybe to the line of scrimmage, so not much of a gain. Good coverage by Mo Lewis. Trent was looking deep down the sideline. Copeland was running a flyer.
Really nothing here. I mean, Trent uses this as more of an outlet because he didn't see anything downfield, but Mike Allstott, he'll catch anything. That's behind him, over his head. There's a look at Mo Lewis, who made the tackle. At one point, he was a team MVP, all-around linebacker. Great size, 260 pounds. Fan in the face, I mean, he'll do anything. He's not afraid of it. He'll stick his face in the fan.
We have reached the 2-minute warning from Orlando. Jets and Bucs, 3-3 ball game. Maybe the Bucs can get a score before we go to halftime. Jets going with some man-to-man coverage on the wideouts. Dilfer over the middle, through the hand, could have been picked off by Aaron Glenn. It was intended for Carl Williams, a little bit too high for the truth.
High and hot. When you play with Trent, you have to be able to catch hard balls. And, boy, he shot that right in there. 6 of 13 for 50 yards. No mistakes. Take a look at what he puts into that ball. That's like a bullet. But, you know, he's got to catch that. And those are dangerous misses, too, because they bounce upward in the air and could be picked off.
And Aaron Glenn, if he had caught it, had all sideline, and he is fast. 3 wides this time for Dilfer on the 3rd down. They bring a blitz. It's picked up. Now he's in trouble. And down he goes at the 20-yard line. Number 58, the rookie, number 1 draft pick, James Farrior, out of Virginia with the sack. And that is a huge loss. 15 yards.
Well, once again, I mean, that's Farrior, everybody. Look at, he's a number 1 draft pick. Good power move on the inside, and that's a big play. Here's a look at him. First linebacker taken in this year's draft. He's a combination rusher, tackler, big body, and he looks like a very nice guy there, but they say he has a mean streak that will not wait.
You know what one of his duties is? Every day in practice, he's got to bring, since he's a rookie, part of the hazing, he's got to bring Parcells water every day. Part of his deal. Hey, rookie.
Hey, rookie. Go
That's
give me
it.
some water.
District Ward. Well, I tell you what, that'll put some humble in you.
Yeah.
He goes from big-time star to, hey, kid, bring me some water. They went for the punt block, and Barnhart got it out of there. Ward catching it on the run at the 42. He can get to the corner. Got a great block from Mickens at the 24 and run out of bounds at the Tampa Bay 45-yard line. Tony Bowie with the stop, a 33-yard punt by Tommy Barnhart. And New York's going to be in great field position for this last 135.
Check out the running of the Bulls right here on UPN 44. You all know that the University of South Florida is bringing football to the area. Their first 3 games will be on UPN 44 this season, so don't miss it. It is exciting. They sold over 15,000 season tickets. Everybody pumped up about it. You can check it out on 44.
From the Bucs 45, Jumbo Elliott moved too soon. No flag. Screen left side to Johnson. Fumble. Loose ball. O'Dwyer got it, number 70 for New York. Fumble cover forced by Warren Sapp. Matt O'Dwyer, boy, had his head up on that one.
And this something. I mean, every head coach hates this, every coach. But Bill Parcells will do something about it. I mean, he will set you down and you won't see light of day for 6 or 7 games.
Back to live action. Nothing doing for Jeff Graham. Down the sideline, and boy, O'Donnell took a lick.
Well, O'Donnell doesn't care. He's a big New Jersey boy. Eric Carey, that's a good sign. Eric Carey, I told you, if they plan to, he's one of the guys on the bubble here, believe it or not. If they don't play you at all in that final preseason game, they're making sure you don't get hurt so that they can release you with no grievance. And he's in the game, so that's a good sign for Eric Carey.
Sure is. So he didn't have to call anybody, tell him to pack bags just yet. O'Donnell. Corbett again. And once again, Wayne Corbett converts on a 3rd down. Reggie Russ with the stop. And it's amazing. I mean, you read the book or read about the Keyshawn Johnson book talking about Wayne Corbett's a teacher's pet. All he does is produce.
Yeah, well,
Corbett, 3rd time tonight, converts on a 3rd down.
Well, you're my pet, too. If every time I'm in trouble and I need you and you come up with the play, you know what Keyshawn Johnson said was classless and totally out of line. You wouldn't say anything, you wouldn't say that about a teammate even if it were true, and it's obviously not true. Guy's a great young man. He's the hardest worker.
Meanwhile, Keyshawn has no catches. He had a drop on the far sideline in the first quarter.
He needs to shut up and make some plays. And if he wasn't 6'3", 215, and
marquee program, Southern Cal, and All-American,
24 years old, and could probably kick my butt, I'd tell him to his face.
Joe Namath did a couple of weeks ago. He didn't like it. O'Donnell, 11 of 19, 94 yards.
Now, in my day, I'd walk right up to him.
Well, I know you would have, too.
Back in my day. In the 70s, I would have. I'd have got it.
53 seconds to go.
In my Nehru jacket.
Your Nehru jacket. Nowhere to go for Morrell. I tell you what, 2 Bucs just hammered each other. Marty Nickerson, in knocking Morrell down, really unloaded on one of his DBs.
Yeah,
came out on leg. See that?
Let's see, this is the occupational hazard.
Huh.
This is right there together. Oh, my goodness. He really did hit him hard.
Back to live action. Nothing doing there for Corbett. Eric Curry with some pressure. Somebody's out there checking their helmet, too. There you go. Tyron Leggett played before. Is wondering, where am I?
Yeah,
where is this?
Just kicked in. It's like a delayed trauma. Post-war syndrome.
I'll tell you what. That doesn't feel good. 3rd down play, run the draw. Johnson finds some good blocking. Boy, he's got a lot of 1-2, doesn't he? Jets calling for a timeout with 18 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 10-yard gain on that play by Johnson. Just as impressive as Bills. And Warren Sapp a little ticked at himself because he had Johnson in the backfield. And don't read any lips, folks.
Nope, don't read.
Well-executed draw play by New York.
Yeah, very hard running.
So this will bring up, that was good for a first down. So the ball is at the 23-yard line. Warren Sapp looking just a little bit winded.
Yep. Well, he's
Bill Parcells with O'Donnell, Pat Hodgson, the tight end coach. What do you look for here? Maybe got a lot of sideline left side, Reese.
Yeah, from the way the ball is set up, the left side could be a pretty good option. There's just, so what's my down and distance here?
You got a 1st and 10. You got Jeff Graham and Corbett going left side.
Yeah, you can see anything here.
Van Dyke, bottom of your screen. Anderson and Johnson, the backs. O'Donnell looking down the middle, throws to Johnson over the middle. Nice cut. Inside the 15 to the 13-yard line with 10 seconds to go. Rufus Porter, number 59, with the stop. Clock running at 6. Are they going to be able to stop it? 5, 4, 3, 2. They just stopped it with 1 second to go, so and that's close. You are right. That will give John Hall an opportunity to make it 7 for 7 in the preseason with field goals.
And I know this is a weird, abject stat that I've been throwing at you about a sack normally equaling 3 points. Well, the Jets find number 1 draft choice defensive player James Furrier got the sack, and now he'll try to get the 3 for it right here. It'll be his 3.
31-yard attempt by John Hall. Blocked! Hall picks it up, tries a Euphemian, and throws it into a bunch of bodies, and the offensive linemen look at him saying, what are you doing? Evidently, Warren Sapp got the block, and he'll be a happy young man during the halftime. Our score from Orlando. The Jets 3, the Bucs 3, and we'll be back with second half action. And here's the block with the left hand, number 78. Number 78 for the Buccaneers got it. So that is a fine play by Marcus Jones, the second-year man from North Carolina. We're at halftime here from Orlando. It was a very entertaining 3-3 game. Jets 3, the Bucs 3. We'll be back with second half action right after this. You're watching Buccaneer preseason football on UPN 44. Now let's return to the Paramount Studios in St. Pete for a special halftime edition of the UPN 44 10 o'clock news. Miami Dolphin, and boy, did Nedney nuke that one. That was his trademark when he was with the Dolphins. A look at the Miller halftime stats. Pretty even on the rush department. Jets with the edge in the passing department and total yardage. Not too bad. Significant numbers for the New York Jets. In time of possession, the Jets have really done it. They had that one drive for 8 minutes and change to pick up their field goal. That told the story in that department.
Well, that's the key for the Jets. That's the way they play football. They try to keep the ball away from you as we see a new quarterback in for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Steve Walsh will get an appearance here in the second half. Hands off to Eric Redd. Boy, did he take a lick. Marvin Jones gets involved with Frank Middleton in the backfield. Ernie Logan, number 93, unloaded on Redd. There's Walsh's numbers here in the preseason. Led a couple of drives for field goals against Washington. Dilfer was 6 for 13 and 50 yards.
I consider him a very reliable player, a big acquisition for this team in case Trent gets hurt or struggles. He's a nice safety net. He is a solid, all-around veteran performer.
Bottom of your screen, to get 2 wideouts on this second down and 10. Patrick Hape in motion. Walsh underneath to his tight end. Hape, 35, 40. And first down, Tampa Bay. Finally brought down by Marcus Coleman. That's a gain of 21 yards.
Patrick Hape, a rookie this year out of Alabama. It's a nice play that finds him wide open. And Walsh is a smart quarterback, so he just knows where to get it. Hape's got a big body, agile at 256, if you can believe that. He blocks like a lineman and proves right there that he's got soft hands.
First and 10, good field position for the Bucs. Hape in motion. Here's Redd, maybe his best run so far. Running behind George Diaz at right guard.
Look at little Riedel Anthony in there trying to mix it up, trying to make a block for him right over the middle. I love that when little wide receivers get downfield and just try to get in the way. Pretty good blocking effort there by Diaz on a full block. He comes from one side of the line, comes behind the center, seals off the play for Rhett, and Rhett steps right in behind him.
Brings up a second down and 6 from the Tampa Bay 45. 3-3 ball game, early stages here, third quarter. Rhett with 4 carries and 21 yards so far. Hape in motion. Walsh looked right all the way and then threw it behind number 49, John Davis, the 4th tight end. That was a big miscue there. It looked like Rhett.
Oh, boy, look at
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Woo, I had that happen.
Oh,
to
my
me.
goodness gracious.
Oh, boy. I had that happen. What they do is they pull it, and you hear the tendon and sinew snapping as it goes back into place. And then they'll take one finger to the other one, and you run right back in.
Boy, I saw him holding that. I thought it was his wrist. Then I looked down and saw the finger hanging. Third down and 6. Ouch.
Dislocation.
4 wideouts for Walsh. Ellison in
to take one finger to the other one.
Here's how Rhett gets hurt. Takes out Mo Lewis.
And he took him out, too, completely out. But somewhere in the fray of the play, he got that finger dislocated.
Barnhart punting to Dedrick Ward. Ward makes the catch at the 15. Return left. Nicely covered by Tampa Bay. Things have improved dramatically since week 1. Charles Mincy with another special team stop. 42-yard punt for Tommy Barnhart, who continues to impress. 3-3 ball game, third quarter.
Pretty tie. Hey, this is a team that averages over 30 points in a game during the preseason. So I think this defense is doing a good job, guys. Also, I want to send out a very happy and congratulations to Monica Culpepper. Her and Brad had their first son the other night, and we wish them very well, and I know they're doing fine at home.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations to the Culpepper family as we look at the former Buck, Reggie Cobb, running around the right side. As the Jets open their first possession of the second half with Glenn Foley in at quarterback out of Boston College, and he has impressed the Jets and Bill Parcells. 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Big Kai last week in the 27-17 win over the Giants. 5-yard gain for Cobb. Cobb will try it again. He's up close to the 25-yard line. Algermine Singleton with the stop. Scott, what else is going on down your way?
For the new baby, so I think that'll be good. Cigars in the box after the game for Brad Culpepper for the baby.
I hear that baby's already broken out of 2 cribs. You know, a Culpepper baby, that's a tough baby.
Foley swings it outside to Neal, the fullback, and he's running hard, and boy, did he deliver a blow. Boy, Lorenzo Neal, his 5th year out of Fresno State, 5'11", 240, good blocker. 4 years with the Saints, so he knows what he's doing.
Well, look at his body. I mean, this guy is like a muscle. He's just a little muscle. Look how tight he is. And then right at the bottom, he just drops his head, and then the defender back there. All right, perfect blocker, big body. Trent's teammate at Fresno State, a very capable receiver. You saw an example there.
Tony Boyd does not want to knock heads with him again. Nice concentration. And the catch made across the 40 by Alex Van Dyke to about the 40. Ball at the 42-yard line. Alex Van Dyke.
Well,
second catch of the night. Mincy with the stop.
2 points here. Bill Parcells is very impressed with Foley, and you see why he puts it right on the money. Now, that bobble is because he knows that Buccaneer defenders are coming. That's a good job of the Bucs defense to punish him for the catch.
From the Tampa Bay 43. Foley. Down he goes. Tyoka Jackson, his 3rd sack of the preseason. Steve White there also.
That's a huge sack because Wayne Corbett had beaten his man and was running downfield about 5 yards behind him down the sideline. If Foley had time to find him, this would have been a touchdown. Tyoka coming through. Oh, Tyoka had a little face.
Ooh, got away with it.
Got away with that one.
Ball back at the New York 47. Foley wants to throw it again. Got a man and dropped at the 39-yard line.
See,
They had Dedrick Ward. He would have been gone.
Yeah, but it's a factor of the Buccaneer defenders. I mean, they have been smacking people today. And when you see your teammates getting bammed around, you start to look. I saw him look at the end of that play.
Right.
His head popped up, looking to see who was about to knock him out.
Good point. Alligator arms, they call
And
it.
that's what they call it.
Foley 3 of 4, 32 yards. He'll go from the gun here, 3rd and 20. Bucs showing 4 pass rushes. That's what they bring. They roll Foley out. Foley too high for Dedrick Ward at the 31-yard line. Reggie Rusk covering for Tampa Bay.
The key play in that drive, the Tyoka Jackson sack. Once
Johnson putting up some good numbers tonight. You're right about this sacks. Jets have been moving. They had a 19-yard gain, a 13-yard gain. Carl the Truth Williams back to receive. Hampton with time. Oh, man, he creamed that one. Went to the yard deep in the end zone and out for a touchback. 53 yards on the punt. The net's not going to be what he wanted, but boy, did he hammer that one. Timeout on the field, 9:32 to go, third quarter. 3-3 ball game. Look at the owner's box. Mr. Glazer and family.
The Glazers having a good run here in Tampa Bay, successfully getting the stadium that they felt like they needed to be competitive here. It's going to be beautiful. They've got a great coach in Tony Dungy and a team that's showing some promise in the last football game and in this one.
Third and a real short one. There's some collisions here. Brett, right side. I don't know if he got it. I don't think he did. I do not think he didn't get it. He had to get two across the 30. Pepper Johnson is there for New York, number 52, the middle linebacker. Jets are clapping. Tampa Bay's offense is leaving the field. He didn't get it. Here's why. Well, Pepper had some great penetration.
Yeah. You got a veteran like Pepper that can read, and he read that perfectly. And actually, it was there for just a second, but the separation between Red and the blockers, and Pepper Johnson stepped right into that with the separation.
It's Barnhart. His average tonight, just under 39. Under pressure, gets it out. Ward from the 32. Oh! Boy, he was hung out to dry. Mike Allstott got a tackle that time. 41 yards on the punt. Mike Allstott, first man down, makes the play. 7:19 to go in the third. 3 is the operative number tonight in Orlando.
Come on, kids. Going back to school isn't that bad. I've got all new supplies for you. I wish I was going back to school. It can be fun. You get to learn about all sorts of things like history and science and geography and social studies and math. That's the attitude I want to hear. We love to learn.
Staples has everything your kids need to go back to school at guaranteed low prices. Staples, yeah, we've got that.
Summer. All across America, people are having fun in the sun. But who's having the most fun? People who see their Chevy dealer. It's the Chevy Big Value, Big Savings event. Right now, you can get 2.9 APR financing or cash back on a whole bunch of Chevy cars and trucks. It just doesn't get any better than this, America. Chevy has always had a great reputation for value. And now, wow!
See your Southern Chevy dealer today.
I knew the king when he was this big. He was always the wildest of the bunch. Real party animal. Now he throws the wildest summer party at Universal Studios. He calls it King Gator's Fandango. They've got parades, wild rock and roll music, and such.
See Grand Funk Railroad, August 23rd. Florida residents save $10 off admission to Universal Studios. Party nightly beyond the limits. And hurry, the celebration ends September 6th.
Party your tail off, children.
Big party here in Orlando. Tampa Bay Buccaneers football, final preseason game of 97. Jets and Bucs tied at 3, and Neil O'Donnell, Jersey kind of guy, 12 of 22, 103 the yardage. No touchdowns, but he had some good moments tonight. Big 3 third down conversion to Wayne Corbett. Reggie Cobb, nowhere to run. Rondé Barber, check that Reggie Russ, number 26.
Cobb with a nice run straight to the sideline. The Buccaneers were taking shots at him all the way. He's going straight. He's looking for an opportunity to turn up, but Bucs are taking shots. There's another shot. That's good pursuit. 60 NFL starts for Reggie Cobb. He's Morrell's backup, former Buccaneer. A pretty good kickoff return.
Cobb following Matt O'Dwyer. Nice yardage across the 45. Good gain that time. Tony Boyd, number 23 with the stop. So right now, about this time, you're in the third quarter, midway through, 3-3 game. You're praying nobody gets hurt. This is both teams on. Nobody gets hurt. Let's get out of here and open the season Francisco for Tampa Bay, and Jets are at Seattle.
Seattle's going to be pretty good, too. So Seattle's not what it used to be. Neither are the Jets.
Foley hands off to Cobb. First down to the 49 of Tampa Bay. Fred Baxter, number 84. He got a hold of Shelton Falls. My goodness, drove him about 5 yards downfield.
Well, let me tell you something. Shelton is serious. And there are a lot of guys in this game right now.
See Fred Baxter, 84. Boy, did he get a block.
For whom a great play would allow them to hang around. The big cut is coming.
Cobb saw the safety coming. That was Tony Bowie. Filled that hole in a heartbeat. Was able to pick up a couple of them.
Boy, look at this safety step right in the hole. He got wide by stretching his hands out. Visually, it's more difficult for the running back, for you young football players, defensive players. Get wide and wait.
Just inside Bucs territory at the 47, Foley. Boy, how did he get free? If he had kept running to his left, he'd have been all right. But a sack on the play by Eric Curry.
Boy, did he need that. I was watching him on the entire rush, hoping that he would get to him and make a play, because he's one of the guys that, needs to show something here tonight. Look at him fighting on the outside. He never gives up, comes around, and thank goodness Foley made the decision to go back his way. There he is. That's a body swat. That's right-handed hit. The technique is called a body swat, and then dives on him and envelops him. A headbutt to body swat.
Good stop, too. Steve White forced Foley back into the coverage. 4 wideouts for Foley. Being chased by Jackson. Corbett close to a first down. I don't think he's got it. It's going to be real close. Tyrone Leggett knocks him out of bounds. Corbett. It's in the neighborhood. If it's catchable, he brings it in.
He's gotten the most out of his body. I mean, he was not a big guy in college, but over the years through Wayne Corbett's hard work, he's built himself up to a solid 190. See, look at him. Look at the muscles in his arms, the thickness in his lower body. That's individual hard work, and that's want to. And when you look at his body, he doesn't look frightening like a Jerry Rice, but let me tell you something. He'll catch it. He'll always make the right decision, never bust a play, give you everything he's got. He's a true NFL professional.
Last year they had him on punt returns to make him like just short. About the length of the ball, short for first down. There was a lot of talk that Parcells would try to make him into a Phil McConkey, possession-type punt returner. But they've got Dedrick Ward, who's a laser in terms of speed, so we've seen him tonight. I think Parcells probably going to go for this. Foley's still on the field.
Well, he does that.
Well, you remember the first Super Bowl in '86, the 4th and 17 at Minnesota.
Now, that's
Phil Simms to Bobby Johnson. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Helped turn that season around.
Now, Bill Parcells goes for it more than any coach in the National Football League. This is no surprise.
He's Neal and Cobb in the backfield. 2 tight ends, Brady and Baxter. Baxter in motion. There's some movement right side. The right guard moved. Right tackle David Williams moved.
False start. Number 73. Offense. Being fired at a snap. A 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And David Williams, the ex-Gator, in his 8th year out of Florida, just built a home in Lakeland. Ran into his dad in the hotel today. And he's getting an earful right now.
Parcells will not miss the opportunity to chew you out. I know from personal experience. He will eat you up. Look at him. He's still on.
Coming back for 3rd. Once was not enough. 2nd, forget about it. 4th.
That's 4th. Come on, Coach. That's enough. He used to call me on the phone after he chewed me out 3. He called me at home.
He called you at home?
Yeah.
What did he say?
What do you mean? You want me to repeat that?
Okay. Okay. I was just surprised that maybe he was trying to. He didn't soften the ball. He just turned it up even more.
No, he wasn't asking me what I was having for dinner. He stays on you, man. He just stays on you. Okay, let's go through the Parcells reaction. Okay, here comes the player. He's got his eye on him. He's got him now. Helmet off. Don't try to read lips, folks. All right, that was number one. That's number two. Now he's going at him. It's funny from up here and retired.
Yeah. Comfortable living and everything. Here's the Hanson punt. Carl Williams, fair catch at the 10. That, folks, is why Bill Parcells is in charge of the New York Jet football operation. 35-yard punt, no return. Bucs very deep in their own territory in a 3-3 game from Orlando.
With the verbiage of a drunken sailor in a poker game.
with the fight of a pit bull. And won't let go. And Tony Dungy, very productive in his way of doing it, too.
Calm, reserved, intellectual.
Still wants to get out there and crack some heads, though. Don't take his flaccid look
Oh, no.
to mean that the fire is not burning. Believe me, it is there. And David Williams, I guess he figured, man, I come all the way down here to Orlando, to my home area, to a team I would have liked to have played for. Just build a home not too far from here. And just a massive gnashing session on the Jet sideline.
I love that.
The kind of thing, too, boy, I tell you, as a football player, you remember that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you remember that 20 years. You remember tongue lashing. You got 20 years ago in high school.
Yeah, I don't have to take that stuff anymore, only from my wife.
I didn't think you'd go there, but 3:53 to go. Here's Walsh and the Bucs. Red, I tell you what, nothing doing in the middle. That time, Ernie Logan, number 93, beat everybody on the Tampa Bay O-line. Ernie Logan, 6'3", 290, sixth year out of East Carolina with Jacksonville last year.
Just at the point of attack, see how he stymies the guard, holds him off and slides into the play.
Lost a yard on that play. Second down and 11. Dangerous zone to be putting it up. Walsh over the middle, tip ball. Intended for Mobley. Those tip balls are dangerous. Somebody comes up with it there, and they can crawl into the end zone for 6. Bobby Hamilton, number 92, knocked it down. Like Hugh Douglas, number 99, got a hand on that.
Here's a big opportunity for one kid. Number 17 is in the game, Anthony Ladd. Anthony needs to make a play. He's one of those guys in the bubble.
Third and 11 from the 10. Walsh on a draw to Rhett. Check that to Ellison, Jerry Ellison. Carries it up to about the 14. That'll bring on Tommy Barnhart and the punt team. Not a good series for the Buccaneers.
No, there was really nothing there. Ellison showing some skills, but the Jets' defensive linemen, their front seven starting to take over here late.
They may come after this with Barnhart. They get it off, and they got a nice high hanger. Dedrick Ward catches it at the 41 and runs out of bounds. Boy, was that dangerous. 48 yards on the punt. He prevented a good bounce. That was a good catch by the rookie, Dedrick Ward. Taken out of coverage by Kenny Gant.
After the game, we want you to stay tuned for Tampa Bay's live, local, and late-breaking news. Join Barbara Callahan and Patrick Emery tonight for the UPN 44 10 o'clock news.
Good crowd here at Orlando. Far from a full house, but an enthusiastic crowd. We've got an injury back at midfield. Tony Boyd going to stretch out those calves. We're in the final stages of the third quarter. taking some shots. The thing that amazes me that this has been a pretty entertaining game considering we've seen just 2 field goals here tonight from Orlando.
That's right. Hey, we've got a surprise guest in the booth right now. It's Reggie Williams, and Reggie played 14 years in the National Football League. Reggie, how'd you get upstairs to get in here?
It was not easy. I was in every way.
That's Reggie right here. Wave to the crowd. Now, Reggie, I know that right now, as it says, they're vice president of Walt Disney World Sports right here in Orlando. Tell me what that's all about. What's the complex like?
Well, the complex is a place where anyone that loves sports can come to Disney to celebrate sports. There are opportunities to participate, to watch everything from NFL football to the Atlanta Braves to WNBA. So we have great facilities. We're committed to ensuring that anyone can participate.
Now, what are the plans? I understand now. I saw this NFL experience at the Super Bowl. What's this all about?
Let me tell you, NFL experience is a lot of fun.
It is.
And, you know, if you and I could get back in and we'd be down there doing it ourselves again. But since we can't.
No, we can't, Rich.
This is the closest we can get to really what the game is all about. It has a lot of the interactive activities that you find at the Super Bowl. You can punt, pass, catch the ball, really feel like what it's like to play NFL football without getting bruises on your body.
So they're going to set that up right over at the how many acres? Give us a sense of how big the complex is.
It's really big. It's about 200 acres, about as large as Epcot or the Magic Kingdom or any of our other theme parks. We have 4 football fields there, a track and field facility, a tennis complex, home of the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championship, a field house that has 6 basketball courts under one roof, 10,000-seat baseball stadium. We have beach volleyball courts. We have plans for velodrome. We do have softball facilities, youth baseball fields. So really, any sport.
Okay, Reggie.
The list goes on and on and on.
All right, let's talk the football. What do you think about the Bucs so far tonight?
Well, obviously a good defensive game, and you're absolutely right. The Jets linebacker core is one of the best in the league. But, you know, Tampa Bay is really showing some good depth as they're going into the heart of their bench.
Here's Glenn Foley. Going to roll out. Got a man deep down the middle. It's Alex Van Dyke. First down, New York at the 24-yard line. That is a big play for the Jets. Charles Mincy with the stop. Van Dyke with a big play.
Well, here's a look at it. It's one of those kind of a rollout play by design, and you notice that the patterns come toward the side that the quarterback is rolling. Almost a fumble at the end of that. That's always true for you young defenders, to be rolling out, look for the receivers to break toward him, and that was a good play by the Jets.
Ball at the 24. Reggie Cobb following Matt O'Dwyer down to the 21.
All right, Reggie Williams, I know you're going to make your way slowly after 14 years of football on those knees. Linebacker, Cincinnati Bengals. But thanks for joining us tonight, and good luck here in Orlando.
Well, thank you very much. This is a great place to live, a great place to raise a family. And please, anytime you're back too, you're always welcome.
All right, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Good to see you, Reggie.
Hey, I saw that complex firsthand. Reggie's got a great thing going over there, and I guarantee you they couldn't have hired a better guy to run it.
Yeah, you're right.
Foley to Griffett inside 5, 1-yard line. Touchdown, New York. Wayne Griffett, 22 yards for the score. Wayne Griffett, the folk hero out of Hofstra. First touchdown of the evening, right?
Well, I want to know where Keyshawn Johnson making plays like this. I mean, you can't talk about this guy. I mean, I don't want to beat Keyshawn up, but it was classless to talk about a great performer. This guy's all guts. Look at him. You see, he's not going to outrun him, but he's going to outposition him, outmove him, outthink him, and fight his way into the end zone. That's all heart and want to desire.
Extra point is no good. John Hall hooked it big time. But Wayne Griffett, as the Jets get a 21-yard TD to make it 9-3. Nice play by Griffett. And it's interesting how Johnson, here it is. I don't think he got in though. It's interesting here. Driving down, he stumbles.
Well, he hit the pylon while he was in the air. That's a touchdown. The pylon is a part of that imaginary field. Now, we won't see Keyshawn walk over there and congratulate him. I guess I better get off Keyshawn before I have to fight
he had first or second possession, has not been seen since. He let the ball go off his chest pad, and I think he's been, I know they haven't thrown at him since then, and I know I've only seen him in the game once since then.
Well, it was the problem. The ball hit him right in the hand.
1:15 to go, and the Bucs need a touchdown themselves. Glenn Foley has lit it up here. 7 of 8, 99 yards and a touchdown. Scott, what do you think down there?
Hey guys, this thing's going well, but we got to get back in this thing and get ahead. I just ran across an old Buccaneer alumni, Parnell Dickerson, down here. Parnell, great quarterback in the early days. He's now working kind of like the CIA or the police for the NFL. He's a guy that watches the uniforms, makes notes, makes sure your socks are pulled up, make sure you're wearing your uniform correctly and all that stuff. I'm hoping he outlaws these pants.
Joe Nedney. The Carl of Truth Williams, ERD. Got the wedge, got some room, and it closes in a hurry at the 19. 19-yard return. Stop made by Chris Hayes, number 30.
Scott was talking about Parnell Dickerson. He walks around with his briefcase taking notes, and he's going to tell it on you. He's going to call the league and say he was playing with his shirt tail out.
This Jets scoring drive after Tampa Bay was pinned back in its own, deep in its own territory. New quarterback Scott Milanovic. His numbers to this point is 34.5% completion ratio, and he's hit on a blitz, but he gets it out to Mobley. Mobley picks up about 9, tracked down by James Farrier.
Mobley's another young man who needs to make some plays. And Scott knows he's going to get pounded at the end of this because he can see the action breaking down right in front of him. You know what? That's very smart to get your knees up in the air when a guy's coming down low on you. But a great athlete, he still threw a very nice pass.
Raymond Austin on the blitz. 2nd and 2 at the 27. Boy, absolutely nothing doing straight ahead for Eric Rett. Maybe to the line of scrimmage. Dwayne Gordon, number 48, is there with Chad Cascade, number 53.
There's a comparison of the quarterbacks. 6 for 13. 50 yards for Dilfer, 22 for Walsh.
Final seconds here, 3rd quarter.
Trent showed a couple of flashes. Looked pretty good today.
And there you have it, 3 quarters complete from the Florida Citrus Bowl in Orlando. The New York Jets 9, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3. We return to action after these messages.
That's Palele.
Lonnie Palele.
A lineman for the New York Jets, kind of cooling it out with his nice little shade. From the ugly to the pretty.
9-3 ball game here as we start the 4th quarter. Dave Sims, Beasley Reese, and Scott Brantley. And the crew. Florida Citrus Bowl. And the Jets putting up some big numbers. 269. Glenn Foley responsible for a lot of that. Number 2 quarterback has played very well. A lot of pitch and catch, some with Wayne Prevett.
Yeah, but the Bucs starting defense looked very, very sharp. They moved around. They got the Jets off the field when they needed to.
Look at Scott Milanovic. Bucs 3rd quarterback. Dilfer. Got a good stretch of time tonight. Steve Walsh did not get as much playing time as he would have liked. We didn't see Milanovic last week.
No.
Game clock and the play clock are official. Game clock and the play clock are
All right, ready to rock and roll here. 4th quarter. See if Scott Milanovic can drive the Buccaneer offense downfield. Reggie Brooks, number 41, going to make his first appearance in the backfield. He's the lone setback. Fidel Anthony, bottom of your screen. Rob Thomas in the slot. That's the tape in motion. Underneath the Hayes to the 30. Close to first down yardage. Chris
very good offensive plays. The running back or the tight end H-back in this case in Hayes kind of disappear into the line and then bounce out into opening areas.
Good hands.
Yeah, very good hands. Finding the soft spot in the zone and making the reception.
Thomas wide to the top of your screen in the slot is Riddell Anthony. From the 30. Milanovic had it knocked up in the air. Who's going to get it? Jump ball like in basketball. Loose ball. Milanovic falls on it at the 25. Terry Day, number 78 for New York. He knocked it up in the air. So that's
Very dangerous.
sure is not going to help that offensive efficiency.
Well, a couple of Jets linemen almost got this ball. That was a pretty good reception by, who was that?
Jeff Miller was in there.
That's
Unless that's 78. Marcus Jones is a defensive lineman. I thought I saw 78. Reggie Brooks squirms to the 29. You know it was it was number 76 Seth Dittman.
oh, was it? Okay, I thought it might have been 73, Frank Middleton. But no, you're right, it was the other side. Whoever it was a good little catch. But then he fumbled.
Steve Walsh on his night as we look at the Brooks replay. Good stick by Farrier, 58. 2 of 5, 22 yards. Third down conversion. The Jets major dominance in that category. Milanovic needs some help here. They go screen. Ellison, no. Not a good series there for Milanovic and company. Bring on Barnhart to punt. Dedrick Ward needs to get the punt from Barnhart. So right now the Buccaneer offense in a shutdown mode. Not much going on. Barnhart, a goodie. Ward driven back to the 19, drops it there, picks it up, and that'll do it at about the 23. 52 yards on the punt, day 4. Number 83 on the stop for Tampa Bay. Kenny Gant lost his hat. Got his do-rag, but lost his hat. 12:33 to go, fourth quarter, 9-3 Jets.
As a highlight of our press.
Tyoka Jackson, number 97, the tackle. Tyoka's played well tonight.
Tyoka has played well all preseason. I mean, he's the one guy that's made the big play. 3 sacks, 1 for a safety.
Second down at 6 for Foley. Boy, look at the offensive line just shoving straight ahead. Picked up about 3 on that play. Jason Manecki, number 90, is there for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, a lot of young players in the Tampa Bay Buccaneer on the defense right now, just trying to make a play, make an impression. Number 30, Al Harrison. Number 90, Jason. 6'4", 291 in his second year out of Wisconsin.
Tony Bowie, he's done for the night. Got cramps in both legs. Trebet in motion on his third, 3 at the 31. Foley. Got Kyle Brady in well defense. Al Singleton. And he played against Brady when Singleton was at Temple and Brady was at Penn State.
There's another young guy making a play. Rookie, 6'2", 227. Smallish, but very quick. Look at him in the perfect man-for-man position. Smart enough to turn his head around. Very agile in agility. Real great speed. He was basically lost in that first game versus the Skins, but he has found himself after a couple of games of work.
Hampton, a punt to Warwick Dunn. Not a good kick. Dunn at the 35. Ooh, he runs into some good coverage. Reggie Cobb. Richie Anderson there. 34-yard punt. So the running backs of the Jets get down and make plays on special teams. Jets by 6, 11:03 to go.
That is for sure. Good shot on Dunn right there. And then look at his own teammate, Alshon Singleton, trying to jump out of the way, but Al's thigh hit Warwick Dunn in the head. It's a dangerous job. I did it for years with the Giants. Really got myself killed.
Not a lot of laughs. Nope. A lot of it's with Mobley and Brooks in the backfield. Pitch it outside, Reggie Brooks. Cuts inside. Nice gain. One of the better gains by Reggie this preseason. Chris Haynes wraps him up, number 30 for New York.
It's the old-fashioned pitch play. I love it. You got a lead blocker. The runner has time to find the pocket. I thought Brooks waited too late there to make a cut, but I was wrong. I mean, he found him a nice little pocket for a very good gain.
Gain of 8 on that play. Ball up to 46 for the Bucs. 9-3 New York. Brooks. See ya. James Farrier. Check that. Terry Day. Terry Day, the right defensive end. Knifing in quickly, the rookie out of Mississippi State, a 4th-round draft choice. John, look at that average for Terry.
Boy, he's good. 6.7.
Eric Redd, for his troubles, a busted finger. Not busted, certainly damaged. We'll leave it there.
They are sore for a long time, those separated fingers, but these guys don't care. I mean, you learn how to play with pain.
Steve Milanovich can convert on a 3rd and 4. Bring the blitz. Thomas had it, got it back, and then dropped it. Drilled in the back by Marcus Coleman. And Rob Thomas, he has not had a good preseason. Been overthrown once, ignored once, and then popped there. Ignored. Remember, he was wide open.
Yeah.
Was that the first game? I think Gilford missed it. Tommy Barnhart with a lot of face time tonight on TV. 7 punts. This will be number 8. Dedrick Ward calls for the fair catch. Got a good bounce for Tampa Bay. It's going to be down by Allstott at the 3. Mike Allstott. Here it is, a starter. Late in the game, obviously got the team made. 9 minutes to go in the final preseason game, and he's in there downing the ball after a 53-yard punt with a penalty flag back upfield. Bill Parcells says, make him do it again.
Yep. I can't blame him.
Absolutely. That field position was brutal. Plus, you want to have Ward maybe get a chance to break one. A lot of guys going to be in pins and needles all through the NFL. 7 cuts to be made. Got to get down.
Eligible lineman, number 93, on the kicking team. Downfield, before the kick.
Young
5-yard
linebacker.
penalty, 4th down.
Greg Belisari, the rookie from Ohio State.
And at the end of a game like this, that really burns you up. You know, your teammates, you're hot, you're tired, and you make a 50-yard sprint fighting people all the way down. Then you got to walk back and do it again. You were just this close to going back to get a drink of water.
I guess he's buying afterwards. Barnhart. Penalty flag in the backfield. Ward at the 20. Good stick. Mike Allstott. Oh, baby. Boy, did he unload. 39 yards on the punt. But this is probably going to come back, too. Ray Lucas, number 18 for the Jets. I'm feeling he might be called on one of the on this penalty. Legal use of the hands. Yeah, he drove the up back, Reggie Brooks. His hand up. Let's take a look. Here we go. So on the right of your screen, and right there, and then illegal use of the hands. Why is he sitting on him?
I don't know what he's
What does that prove?
Illegal use of the hands to the
Stupid
cage.
play.
Number 18, that penalty will be enforced. 1st down for New York. Timeout.
That is a bad play by a bright young man who was a quarterback at Rutgers, a special teamer last year with Bill Parcells in New England. 9-3. Jets lead the Bucs. 9:07 to go.
a classic tackle, great coverage.
Foley, Trebek, close to first down. It is a first down for New York. And that hookup is working big time. They're working on Rondé Barber. 11-yard gain. Trebek has had one heck of a night.
I tell you, the guy can do it all. I mean, he had a ton of third down catches last year.
There's a look at Wayne. Foley, timing pattern. Alex Van Dyke. Run out of bounds by number 30. That's Al Harris.
If Foley lets the timing route, Foley lets that go before the receiver even breaks. Just watch him. He'll step and turn and throw. Ball is gone before the receiver even makes his break. That's why it makes it so difficult to cover.
That's how Foley looked in his senior year at Boston College. Very effective in that kind of offense. Tom White and crew discussing things.
Face mask, number 30, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So at the end of the play, Al Harris, as part of the push-out, grabs a little metal. It is right at the end. See the left hand go around his body and grab. He must have let go immediately, but that's very dangerous.
Sure is. Back to live action. Foley again, right side. And Richie Anderson with the reception. A blown tackle inside now. Tampa Bay territory at the 45. Tony Bowie missed the tackle. And Foley is lighting up Tampa Bay.
Richie Anderson is listed as a fullback at 6'2", 225 out of Penn State. The second nice catch that he's made. He's got a lot of skills. Blocker, receiver, and runner.
It's a good march for Foley. 16 yards on that play. 3 straight first downs. Straight up the middle. Good balance by Johnson. Fights his way. Stumbles, actually. Gets down to about the 42. Marcus Jones, number 78, knocks him down. Looks like this second unit of the Jets offense really looks juiced in there. They've got the second line, offensive line, Malamala at right tackle, Burns at right guard, Wegman at center, William Roberts, the old pro, and Jay Haygood, the rookie from Virginia Tech. Trebek in motion. He's got 7 catches, 81 yards. Johnson finds a hole. Across the 40 to about the 38. Tampa Bay safety Tony Bowie. Cramps in both legs. We told you about that. He's done. Kenny Gant poked in the eye. He's done for the evening also.
Bucs are running with the backup defensive line unit right now with, you see them across there. 78 is Marcus Jones. Stan White is in there.
Dioka Jackson, 97, has played well, and Eric Curry's in there too, number 95, or 75. Jets moving. They started from their own 12. On the 38. Pick up the blitz. Foley just throws it away over the head of Alex Van Dyke. Good pressure by Tampa Bay that time.
These guys are tired too, man. I mean, it's hot down there, and these defensive linemen like Tyler Jackson have been in the game for most of the game. A lot of these guys, this is their moment though. And Foley very smart to just tease that out of a geometric confines and play him through.
Foley wanted to stay in there on this where it is a 4th and 2 at the 38. Instead, Hansen will kick. 7th punt coming up. Carl, the two Flames back at the 10 for Tampa Bay. Going for the old coffin corner, didn't get it. But nice play by number 21. That's outstanding. For the Jets, Victor Green, the leading tackler in the National Football League last year, another veteran
he wears.
Out of baby Scott. You found something. You found a fiend, baby. 6:29 to go. Bucs need to get something going here. Deep in their own territory. This does not look good. Milanovic on the third pump gets it up there and caught by Rob Thomas on the sideline. Trying to get it to Bryce Hunter.
Milanovic is very lucky not to be sacked in the end zone. Now, that's a bad place to be indecisive. I mean, now he's in the end zone. He's right there when everything flashed around him. Boy, that's good protection by the offensive line. They really gave him a lot of time to stand there and bump it around.
I don't think you can say enough about the O-line, given all the injuries and everything. They have done a fine job. They need to start moving some people here. Reggie Brooks, a couple of spins, got 2 yards. They're going to need more than that. The initial penetration, Jason Ferguson, number 72, and number 78, Terry Day. Finally ends that play up around close to the 5-yard line.
Everybody's passing units come in. The nickel back for the Jets.
So if the Bucs do a 3 and out here, the Jets are going to have great field position. 5-yard line. Clock running. Milanovic throws. Rob Thomas. Incomplete. So 3 and out for Scott Milanovic. And what do you think? Does Rob Thomas make this ball club?
Yeah, I think he makes the ball club based on what they know he could do. I mean, he's a guy that proved himself at the end of last year. Plus, no other receiver stepped up to say, I can supplant him. You know, you got Riedel, you got Heisey, you got Carlos Cruz.
That's it.
That's it.
Barnhart. Good effort driving Cedric Ward to his own 43. Pushing it back. That'll come back. Otis Smith pushed Dave Moore in the back from behind, so that'll get walked off. That was wide open. You couldn't miss that. Reggie Brooks with the tackle off a 52-yard punt. Back upfield, John Davis is injured, the number 3 tight end. I think that number 4 tight end is John. And Otis Smith is one of Parcells' guys. When the Jets cut Otis Smith last year, he wound up getting picked up immediately by Parcells and scored a big play. He had a big block interception return in the playoff game.
Yep.
Illegal block. The back. Number 45. That's a first down.
Might have been the easiest call of the night.
Yeah, it was a clear clip.
And it was actually, there it is right there, 45. Watch number 45, he just flat out pushes it. Back to live action. They run up the middle with Johnson, Leon Johnson, number 32, tackled by Shelton Quarles.
Well, if there are to be any dramatics here, the Bucs have to make these guys go 3 plays and out.
Get a fumble maybe, or maybe pop it up in the air, somebody pick it off and take it home.
There's no field position for the Bucs offense.
Second and 10 for the 37. Foley, penalty flag on the play. Foley throws underneath to Johnson, and he squirts his way to the 43.
Here's a good sign. Number 75, Eric Carey. of Roseanne, Mad About You, and Seinfeld. So it's The Simpsons, Grace Under Fire. I'll tell you what, it's going to be great coming in September, right on UPN 44. A lot of laughs.
I remember going to games like that when I was a kid. Never forgot it.
Now, those are great memories.
And Reggie Roberts in the blue shirt, PR man for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One of the good guys. 2nd and 5 at the 42. Glenn Foley's had a hot hand tonight. Johnson burrows ahead. It'll be about a yard short of the first down. Belisari, 93, brings him down. Johnson's a nifty runner.
Yeah, he really is. He's Leon Johnson, 6 foot 215. He looks bigger than that. The rookie out of North Carolina. He's a guy that, trying to get Bill Parcells to take note of his effort.
Jets with a heavy load formation, 2 tight ends right side of their line. 3rd and a long one. Baxter in motion. Johnson slip slide. He's not going to get it. Shelton Quarles slipped in from behind and brought him down for a loss.
Shelton,
Barely got back to the line of scrimmage, Beach.
he's listed as a backup to Derek Brooks. So he's another guy that needs to make some plays. First-year man out of Vanderbilt, puts the hat right on his back, pushes him back. There he is.
Good play. Bucs offense need to get going here. Here's the punt. Manson, another beauty. Carl the Truth Williams at his 9. To the corner, run out of bounds at the 19. 10-yard return on a 45-yard punt. Victor Green, another stop on the play, and Victor starting safety for the Jets. Playing well on special teams.
But this is it. 3 minutes left in the game, and Buccaneers starting on about the 18-yard line. Need a little creative play calling. Get a nice big gainer. Make this real exciting right down to the wire with the Bucs with a chance to score, then kick that extra point for the victory.
3 wideouts, 4 wideouts for Milanovic. Warwick Dunn, the only back. Quick pop. And Bryce Hunter with his first catch of the night. Up to the 25. 2-minute offense now for the Bucs. Ray Mickens on the coverage.
You know, Bryce is a kid that every time he gets in, he catches it. He's a big receiver.
Milanovic over the middle. Ellison, first down, Tampa Bay to the 32. Dwayne Gordon brings him down. So Milanovic, touchdown and an extra point can win it for the Bucs.
Right.
Milanovic, a deeper ball, and boy, that was a miscue. Ellison intended for him. And
Not
what
now.
the defensive back Jerome Henderson had a good look at it too. Number 26.
It just surprised him there. The throw was that bad. This is not the time for like a swing. You can't say oops. You know, look at that.
Back to live action. Hunter, top of your screen. Attendance 21,342 here at the Citrus Bowl. Milanovic, good block. Oh, he got hit late. Davis drags his man across to the 37-yard line. Chris Hayes. Boy, a lot of short passes.
Smart passes, I think. And Davis does a real good job here. Dragging. Oh, boy, did he get clobbered.
Barrier.
That barrier again. Boy, this gets good.
3rd and 6 at the 36. Milanovic time. Sideline ball, and the receiver turned it upfield.
Good decision.
Receiver turned it upfield. Anthony Ladd. And nobody home.
Yeah, I think he threw that behind him. That's a smart move. Just threw it away.
2-minute warning. Tony Dungy
ways to hang on to this football team. Ladd hasn't gotten a lot of time, but you see there, he looked it in, brought it down.
13 yards on the pickup. Had a flinch on the left tackle. Jeff Miller moved, and a flag all over the place. Illegal procedure on Tampa Bay.
We can't be flinching now. Not now.
Number 79, offense.
Those are killers.
First down.
Hate to say it, Jeff, but the flinch, we all saw it.
That's a lot to flinch. Look how big this is.
6'4", 320, third year from Mississippi.
You can't flinch all that. You have to move it.
First and 15. Yeah, Milanovic goes deep there. See too many deep balls. Over the middle, tip ball almost. I had a inkling of something like that a series or two ago. Intended for Ellison. Hayes covering. He was the one that had a chance at it. Bring up second and 15 from the 44.
A lot of these young guys that are on the field right now, you know, if they don't stick with the Bucs, maybe they do something that some other team will catch in a film. So there's a lot of things that young players are playing for right now.
Indeed. 1:35 to go. Milanovic got time. Deep middle, got a man first down, but a penalty flag in the backfield. It might be a roughing the passer. Bobby Hamilton got a holding against Tampa Bay. Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, how that hurt.
Catch by Bryce Hunter. Tommy White says, bring it back.
And then Tommy has the nerve to just like, come on back. Come on.
Well, this personal note, I know Tom. He was my American Legion coach back in Philadelphia, 1970 and 71. That dry humor and effective use of sarcasm. As in, you think that was a good swing on 3 and 2? And a hold on number 79, Jeff Miller. It has not been a good series for Jeff.
Oh, I feel bad for him because this is a very important series and opportunity. And there it is. Oh,
They brought him down.
Here's the old takedown.
Yeah, you got a little Grabinski there. Second down and 25 at the 34. Bucs need a score. Milanovic steps up. Needs to throw it. Doesn't see it out. He realized they had somebody behind him and takes it out of bounds. Smart play. Better to run out of bounds, stop the clock, and sit there and get mashed.
That's always the better decision.
Bobby Hamilton had him lined up, number 92.
Better blocking this time.
Nobody open.
Yeah, either that or Scott pulled his eyes from downfield too soon. All right, here we go.
Third and long. Jets, 3 pass rushers. The barrier comes, it'll be a 4th. They rush 3. Milanovic. Way too much juice on that one, trying to get it to Ellison. Threw it behind them. The barrier, the rookie from Virginia, covering for New York.
You know, sometimes a quarterback, especially a young quarterback, gets into a panic situation. Not really panic, but a hurried situation, and they throw in at an area as opposed to specifically concentrating on a target.
Tony Dungy hoping that Milanovic can come up on this 4th and 17 from the 42. Milanovic 7 of 14, 47 yards. Looks like a Big Ben play coming up. We got 3 wide outs, bottom of your screen. Jets bring the safety blitz. Milanovic hangs it up high. Got Thomas down there. He's got it at the 20-yard line. First down, Tampa Bay.
There's the throw.
And I believe that is the first catch of the preseason for Rob Thomas.
There is a throw, folks. It is a mismatch that I cannot describe to you. That's the third string corner, Anthony Fogle, number 39, and he is no match for Thomas.
37 yards on the coverage. Milanovich making a strong bid for that backup spot behind Trent Dilfer.
Totally busted play. He takes a hit, but this play is busted. Watch let the number 2 receiver go. Look, they ran away with Thomas. Even our cameraman runs away with him, and Bryce Hunter stays over to the left by himself down the sideline. They totally busted the play. Busted defense by the Jets, and Scott smart enough to pick it out, find it, take advantage of it.
Number 78, offense.
No, don't tell me.
5-yard penalty.
78, that's Marcus Jones. Milanovich under big pressure. And boy, was Hunter open or what? And Ray Mickens is saying, where's my help?
Yeah, he's looking in because the corner ran in with the post pattern rather than holding his deep third, outside third.
Here's Houston for the lead with a minute to go. High snap put down by Barnhart. The kick is no good.
Don't tell me that happened.
Are you kidding me?
Don't tell me I just saw that.
Wow. So the illegal procedure on Marcus Jones pushes it back 5 yards, but that's generally a gimme for most of these kickers. Snap a little bit high from Jim Pine.
Well,
Barnhart does a good job to get it down.
No, that ball was
he
down.
missed that. He missed that.
He just missed it.
Yeah, he missed that. Tommy did a great job getting it down. He knew it, too.
Remember, folks, Michael had a fantastic preseason.
Couldn't have been any better.
Couldn't have been any better.
I mean, 6 for 6 from field goal.
Yeah, he's had
They made the 3 previous point afters.
As I search for the positive in this situation.
Search, brother,
man.
search.
It was a little high, but that ball was down and set, and there's no way. He just shanked. He pulled it.
Yes, he did. And Parcells ripping Mickens. There's a couple major faux pas on that last play.
Boy, he's going through it over and over. You see him rolling his eyes back in the back of his head. Michael.
He's made that kick a million times.
A zillion. Look at him. He just can't believe it. In his mind, he's saying, tell me that I didn't do that.
Minute to go, and there's a couple ways to look at this. It's like, great, there's overtime. But then again, it shouldn't be overtime. There's also the other thing. Foley's had a hot hand for New York, and there's a minute to go. And they need good coverage on this one. A couple of game breakers deep to receive for New York. And Houston, I think he's a little angry. He may try to kick this back to Tampa. Jedrick Ward and Aaron Glenn deep to receive. Let's see if he nukes it. They hit it pretty good. 2 yards deep, Glenn from there. And knocked down. That first man to get him was number 45 for the Bucs. That's Tyrone Leggett. 20-yard return. Reggie Rusk finished him off. And look at Houston still shaking his head. Cannot believe it. That is remarkable given. That's why they play the games, you know? Yep. That's why they play the games. There's no gimmies. Milanovich should be proud. 11 plays, 82 yards, 213. Had a man wide open on blown coverage, and he hit him on the money. Foley from the gun. New York with 4 wideouts. Keyshawn Johnson is back in the game. Bottom of your screen. Foley screen to Neal. Neal taken out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Check that, Leon Johnson. Harris takes him out of bounds. 48 seconds left.
Smart move to get out of bounds, stop the clock. You'll see those type of patterns. You'll either see runners running out of bounds to stop the clock, or the pattern itself will take the receiver out of bounds after the reception.
Johnson and Anderson in the backfield. Keyshawn Johnson has taken a seat. 2nd and 5, 24 for New York. Foley, deep middle, got a man there, and underthrew Jedrick Ward, who was running the seam pattern and was wide open.
A nice timing throw there by Foley, and they'd be right at midfield. He knows he missed this one. Let's see the top of your screen. Let's see it's 70. Yeah, that's holding. That is
Zupeli Malamala.
Zupeli is holding.
I think they got him.
Oh, did they get it?
Oh. Number 75, 10 yards, second down.
That's a big break for the Bucs.
Sure is. Huge.
Zupeli Malamala.
Anderson and Johnson in the backfield on the 2nd and 15 from the 14. Give it to Johnson. Nice yardage across the 20 to the 23. Number 22, that's Charles Mincy. Tackle for Tampa Bay. Parcells looks a little bit stressed here. 26 seconds to go. Herman Edwards. Well, we saw Herman work it out in the end zone. Before the game, he was impressive. Running gases, doing abdominal work.
He's done it for years. When I covered him when he was a coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, he was running them 5-8 years ago.
It looks good.
I told him he's still dragging that right needle.
So Parcells lets the clock run out, and we'll take it to OT. I don't think this is Bill's idea of a good time in Central Florida. Blowing a 9-3 lead and going to overtime in the final preseason game of 1997. I don't think he had this in mind.
Because the guy missed a 5-yard chip shot. 15-yard, I guess,
And
he had the end zone.
And the coverage, which was basic coverage, right, in that situation?
Basic coverage, blown coverage, clearly blown. That allowed Tampa Bay to get in the end zone. But, boy, it was looking so dramatic. Nice little 10-9 finish. We'd be signing off.
The folks back in Tampa ready to do their news.
Let me tell you who's mad. The folks back in the newsroom, they're all set to go. Now they're going to work till midnight.
That's why you get the big bucks.
Barbara and Patrick, just hang on. We'll get it to you.
So we will play some overtime. And this isn't National Hockey League where it's, what, 5 minutes. This is 15, baby. And you were talking, about a half hour, 40 minutes ago about how the players are hot. They're somewhat exhausted.
Yeah, now they're just flat out exhausted.
Man, some scores from around the NFL in this final weekend of preseason. Jacksonville 20, Atlanta 10, starting the fourth. Baltimore 28-10 over Buffalo in the fourth. Seattle 24, Cincinnati 14. That's early fourth. Third quarter, Kansas City 7, St. Louis 6. New York Giants at Green Bay lead 10-6, early fourth. Minnesota 21-13 over Minnesota in the third. Also in the third, Pittsburgh over Carolina 21-10. Dallas 27, Tennessee 10, third quarter at Dallas. Nolans 10, Chicago 7 at the half. And just underway a few minutes ago, Oakland at Arizona. Jets will receive.
Like that you receive.
And they'll get first opportunity to end this sudden death overtime. And Parcells still all over Ray Mickens.
You know he's mad. I mean, they probably have that charter plane cranking.